First of all, on behalf of the Pan-African Farmers Organization, PAFO, and AgriCord, welcome you most sincerely to this one of the series of the joint webinar titled Sustainable and Profitable Models for Seed Production and Distribution by Farmer Organization in Africa. This topic is very apt and very critical for the continent. And so I wish to, on behalf of these two organizations, welcome all the CEOs of the two organizations and also the invited speakers that will set the scene for us after the opening ceremony. Also want to also acknowledge the participation of our audience that come from different parts of the world. We want to sincerely welcome you to this very important webinar. And I would like to, on behalf of the two organizations, also invite the two CEOs to make an opening remarks quickly. My name is Mansour Matazu. I work with the African Center of Meteorological Applications for Development based in Niamey, responsible for providing weather and climate services in form of products and information to the different socioeconomic sectors in Africa. We are based in Niamey, but our activities cover the whole of Africa. We've been WMO designated Regional Climate Center for the last 10 years. So I want to welcome you once again to this important session, and also kindly invite the PAFO CEO for his opening remarks. Dr. Babafemi PAFO is a Nigerian, and he has been appointed as the CEO of PAFO in May 2022. PAFO is based in Kigali, Rwanda, and he's a tri-sector executive and professional with experience in public and private, as well as non-governmental sector, a veteran in the management of international institutions. Until Babafemi's appointment, he was the CEO of the Africa Agribusiness Alliance that is based in Accra, Ghana. Dr. Babafemi, you have.
Thank you, Prof. Matasu, for the introduction, and also we really appreciate your uh, availability to moderate this important webinar. Also, I want to use the opportunity to thank all those who are joining from all over the world. So good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, wherever you are joining from to this webinar. This webinar is a second um, webinar we are having with with the support of AgriCord. It's a joint webinar with AgriCord. And the first one was in December 6th, 2024, which we talked about the seed systems. We looked at farmers managed seed systems. We looked at the quality of seeds and the various policies surrounding seeds, particularly not only in Africa but also all over for farmers organizations all over the world. And this one is titled Sustainable and Profitable Models for Seed Production and Distribution by Farmers Organizations in Africa. We know that why are we concentrating on seeds? Because we know it's very important. It's very pivotal to enhancing the agricultural sector. And the quality of seeds will determine the quality of the food that we produce. That's why we want to focus on it. And not only that, we see that the distribution and production of seeds in many countries in Africa, they are usually managed by the accredited seed producers. And again, we are seeing that there are traditional systems of seeds that have been in place for a long time, and that we need to really focus attention on that. And also funding of seeds is very important because the smallholder farmers, they do not have the resources to be able to fund those seed distribution and production. So that's why we are looking at these issues. And if we do not pay attention to the seeds, the systems, the distribution, the production, we know that again, the issue of certification of seeds is also becoming very, very important in Africa. So we need to discuss all these issues so that our farmers are well informed, and the farmer organizations are also capacitated to be able to inform their members and support their members in terms of managing the seed systems, and also involving in the production, no, distribution and marketing of those seeds to enhance the potential of the farmers. So we know that we also want to use the opportunity to showcase success stories in many African countries. We know there are success stories in the management of seed, in the distribution of seeds, in the production of seeds, which we can highlight to inform others and for others to learn from those success stories, and apply them uh, in their uh, own countries. So because of the importance of farmers organization uh, to really catalyze these system. That's why I want to expose them to the models that are available, and what are the challenges, what are the situations that can help us to better improve the distribution and the production of seed in Africa, so that seeds in Africa will be available to the farmers, particularly the smallholder farmers, who most of the time do not have easy access to those seeds. And when they have the access, even the cost is so exorbitant. So I will not waste time because I want to have you to have enough time to really be able to discuss. And I want to thank also AgriCord for the support in assembling the speakers and who are going to discuss this issue. We know that there will be a lot of questions, and I believe that those questions will be answered in the course of the discussion. And also, we're going to disseminate the report of the webinar so that it will serve as a reference point to those who are participating in the webinar, and also the farmers organization also can use it as a tool for facilitating the seed systems and seed distribution and production in the different jurisdictions. So once again, I want to thank you. I want to thank particularly the resource persons that have been assembled for this webinar, and particularly the professor, the Wakata, who is the moderator. And I wish every participant a very successful um, uh, event. Thank you, and God bless you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Babafemi, the CEO of PAFO, for this wonderful background, setting the scene, also stating the objectives and also expected outcome of this important webinar. Permit me please to invite Kaja Fiore, the CEO of AgriCord. She has over 25 years of experience in the field of development and human rights, where she has worked in various capacities within the Finnish public administration, research institutions, the United Nations, and several international non-profit organizations. Kaja, for the past 7 years, has been an integral part of the AgriCord Alliance Secretariat based in Brussels. where she currently serves as a CEO. Please, Kaja, you have.
Thank you, Professor Matasu. And good afternoon, and also on behalf of AgriCord, a very warm welcome to all of you. It is exciting to see that there are so many of you that are interested in continuing the reflections that we began during the first seed systems webinar that Dr. Papafemi evoked in his opening speech. And these webinars are part of the Farmers Organization-led Research and Innovation on Agroecology program. And of course, these go beyond any single program, but this program gave us an opportunity to start this work. And the program is managed by AgriCord and implemented by the farmers' organizations at different levels, like PAFO on the continental level, regional farmer organizations, national farmer organizations, and their members are doing concrete action research and finding new exciting innovations also when it comes to seed systems. And farm organizations are supported by our member agri-agencies in the implementation. And we can, of course, do this work thanks to the generous financial support of the European Commission and the Organization of African, Caribbean, and Pacific States. So big thank you to our financial partners for allowing us to do this work. And as Dr. Babafemi was mentioning, these webinars are also a very concrete result of the strong partnership between PAFO and AgriCord. And this collaboration is very important for us, and we appreciate it. This webinar series on seed systems is just one example of the actions that we are taking together, trying to support and empower farmers and their organizations in the African continent. And heartfelt thank you to you, Professor Matasu, for agreeing to be our guide today in the conversation. And also special acknowledgements of the technical teams at PAFO and AgriCord who've been working very hard making this happen. And of course, big thank you for all the excellent panelists that are sharing their views with us today. And to everybody else who is online, taking the time to be with us today and lend your voices and perspectives to this important discussion. And seed systems are indeed the foundation of food systems, and they are essential for resilience, livelihoods, agrobiodiversity, and many, many things. So strengthening seed systems, and especially moving forward to integrated seed systems where farmer-driven seed systems, community seed banks, etc., also have their rightful place. It's not only a technical challenge, it's about leadership, it's about entrepreneurship, because as we learned today, seeds are also good business when rightly understood and managed, and you need a vision. And we hope that this conversation can be a part of building this vision. We are looking forward to a rich, lively, and practical exchange today. And as mentioned, this is just the beginning. We will continue to explore different dimensions of seed systems, policies, and innovations in our future sessions. And now let's dive in and make this an inspiring session. Welcome again, and over to you, Professor Matasu.
Thank you very much, the CEO of AgriCord. This was a very wonderful opening remarks, and we really love the passion and also the drive you do have in this segment. We'll try as much as possible to also move very quickly for the next session. So this comes to the end of the opening session. So I want to sincerely thank the two CEOs of PAFO and AgriCord, who are the conveners of this important webinar. And my very self also want to appreciate you, the audience. So to set the scene and water the ground, we have three presentations that will come from some of our speakers. But I do remember one, I stumbled on a document that says some time ago that the goal of farmers in the West, in advanced countries, is to maximize profit, while that of an African farmer is to minimize risks of bad seeds, risks of unpredicted variable weather, risks of a lot of risks involved. So, but we're happy to see organization coming up, reducing these risks and making agriculture to be a very profitable business. So on this note, I would like to invite Hyacinth Eke for his presentation on seed production and distribution model that is implemented by his organization, JPT, and how the strategies getting profitability and sustainability. So this is a good case study to be shared by Hyacinth Eke, who is the president of the JPT. Hyacinth is the founder and manager of the JPT organization. Company is a seed company that is based in Benin Republic, West Africa. And the company specializes in the production and the distribution of high quality seeds and seedlings to support agricultural development and promote access to improved planting materials for farmers. That's wonderful. Hyacinth, you have the floor, please. You have 15 minutes to share your experience on this. So please set the scene for us, Hyacinth. You have the floor.
Bonjour à tout le monde. J'espère que je suis bien suivi. Vous m'entendez?
Oui, Yacinthe, nous t'entendons.
OK. Moi, c'est Yacine Teke, comme vous l'avez mentionné. Je suis responsable d'une entreprise semencière basée au Bénin, en Afrique de l'Ouest. Tout d'abord, je remercie la structure AgriCord qui a organisé cette webinaire qui permettra de mettre une lumière sur ce que nous essayons de faire au Bénin ou en Afrique en général. Alors, ma présentation va parler du modèle de production, de distribution des semences au Bénin. Alors, notre entreprise, c'est Les Jardins pour tous. C'est une entreprise privée qui est créée en 2015, qui fonctionne comme une compagnie semencière. Alors, elle est agréée dans les domaines de production et de distribution des semences et plants végétaux. Nous sommes basés au Bénin, précisément dans la commune d'Abomey-Calavi, sur la route de l'ITEA. Alors, je n'arrive pas à défiler le...
Lucas, please, could you help to move the screen?
OK, toutes mes excuses pour le dérangement. Alors, nos activités principales, c'est nous sommes dans la production des semences maraîchères certifiées. Nous sommes aussi dans la production des plantes des cultures maraîchères, les légumes feuilles, les légumes fruits, les plants des plants fruitiers aussi. Et enfin, nous sommes dans la distribution des semences végétales, toutes catégories confondues, selon le marché. L'écran ne me donne défiler les slides suivants. OK. Et voilà. En tant qu'entreprise ou bien dirigeant d'entreprise, nous appartenons à des organisations professionnelles d'agriculteurs qui sont dans notre domaine. Et là, nous appartenons actuellement à 4 organisations OPA. Nous appartenons à 2 coopératives. Une coopérative niveau communal, niveau village, dans laquelle nous essayons de produire entre semenciers. Ensuite, nous appartenons à une coopérative communale que nous appelons les CCPS, les coopératives communales des producteurs de semences, qui est affiliée à la Fédération nationale des producteurs de semences au Bénin. Et enfin, nous appartenons à une fédération, à une association des jeunes agriculteurs modernes du Bénin, étant donné que nous sommes jeunes promoteurs. Je rappelle que ces OPA, ces associations, fédérations, essaient de défendre nos intérêts et de nous offrir des services auprès de l'État. OK. J'ai un problème de connexion.
Yeah, we are losing time.
Et là, je disais
Yes,
que nous
please.
appartenons à des
Nobody
associations,
can.
fédérations qui défendent nos intérêts auprès de l'autorité et des partenaires. Et alors, en ce qui concerne la production des semences, au Bénin, la production de semencières est beaucoup plus réglementée. Et il y a plusieurs acteurs, chacun sait quel est son rôle. Et là, nous avons, nous qui sommes des multiplicateurs de semences, nous avons les structures étatiques qui s'occupent de la certification des semences, notamment la direction de la production végétale et la direction départementale de l'agriculture, de l'élevage de l'agriculture. Nous avons aussi la recherche qui est composée de l'INRAB, et l'université, qui nous souvent dans la production des semences. Slide suivant, s'il vous plaît. Voilà. Non, un peu avant ça. Voilà. Et là, vous avez les types de semences et les acteurs qui sont comme nous. On est en bas au niveau de la production des semences certifiées. Et là, nous avons la semence de pré-base qui est fournie par la direction de la production végétale à la recherche. C'est à la recherche de nous fournir les semences, de nous produire les semences de base que nous utilisons pour avoir les semences certifiées. Slide suivant. Et dans la production, nous avons plusieurs opérations que nous gérons en tant que semenciers, producteurs de semences. Et il y a d'autres acteurs de l'État qui s'occupent d'autres opérations. Et là, la déclaration de la culture est faite par l'entreprise ou le semencier désirant de produire les semences certifiées. Mais les services de l'État qui est proche de nous, c'est la direction départementale de l'agriculture, de l'élevage, de la pêche, qui reçoit nos déclarations de culture, qui la transmet après à la direction de la production végétale. Et tout ce qui est opération de production, c'est fait par nous-mêmes, producteurs de semences. Et au cours de la production, il y a des inspections conjointes de la direction de la production végétale, des directions départementales, qui passent de la pépinière jusqu'à la récolte, voir la production, les champs évoluent bien, quelles sont les orientations à donner, jusqu'à ce que les semences sont extraites et séchées et prêtes. Et après ça, ils passeront faire les prélèvements pour aller analyser au laboratoire. C'est juste après l'analyse qu'ils nous envoient les résultats d'analyse au laboratoire qui soit acceptent, valident les semences produites ou même les rejettent parfois selon le cas. Voilà. Ici, c'est juste un schéma qui montre tout un peu le cycle de production d'une spéculation. Nous avons choisi juste l'exemple de la tomate ici. Pour quand nous quittons, on finit les opérations de production jusqu'à la récolte, on passe à l'extraction des semences, au séchage, au triage. Dans un premier temps, on conserve avant que la direction de la production les passe. Et c'est après les certifications qu'on envoie on emballe les semences dans les emballages finaux. Voilà. Et là, en tant que producteur de semences, le cycle finit là, si je peux le dire ainsi. Mais à parler de ce modèle où vous nous voyez au milieu, on est comme un agrégateur. En plus de notre production, nous avons des contrats avec d'autres semenciers individuels, avec certaines coopératives et puis avec des entreprises privées. Et là, actuellement, nous avons des contrats avec un semencier individuel, euh, deux coopératives et trois entreprises privées qui nous fournissent leur production, tout ce qu'ils produisent par année. On s'entend sur les spéculations que nous voulons et à la fin de production, ils nous envoient les semences certifiées. Et nous, on les stocke, on les travaille et on les met sur le marché après. Et voilà. Et là, nous travaillons beaucoup plus sur la diversité variétale puisque dans nos réalités ici au Bénin, les producteurs, quand ils quittent son champ ou son jardin, ils viennent vers vous. Et il n'a pas une gamme de variétés ou il n'est pas libre de choisir les variétés qu'il veut. Parfois, ils ont des difficultés à venir vers nous. Ça fait qu'au début, notre objectif est de d'abord travailler sur la diversité variétale. Et là, de 8 variétés en 2015, actuellement, on est à 33 variétés. En termes de volume de production, de 50 kilos en 2015, on est actuellement un peu plus de 3000 kilos. Voilà. Et quand nous finissons de produire les semences, voilà les échantillons, les emballages dans lesquels nous les mettons. Il faut noter qu'au Bénin, depuis des années, c'est beaucoup plus les semences importées que nos jardiniers utilisent. Ils sont beaucoup plus habitués à ces semences importées. Nous aussi, donc, on essaie de travailler sur l'emballage selon le moyen, pour pouvoir rapprocher au moins, nous rapprocher de l'emballage, du packaging des entreprises qui envoient les semences dans notre pays. Ça facilite un peu l'adoption de nos semences auprès des producteurs. Et là, c'est un tableau que nous avons fait en comparant aux emballages des différentes entreprises locales et étrangères euh, fortement reconnues au Bénin. Là, on s'est rendu compte qu'on se rapproche un peu de ces emballages, mais il y a du travail à faire sur la qualité de l'emballage utilisé, surtout qu'au Bénin, nous avons difficilement accès à ces emballages. Et c'est un problème que nous avons. Nous avons euh, des difficultés à nous approvisionner en emballage. Tout ce que vous voyez là, c'est nous qui l'avons conçu localement et c'est ce que nous utilisons jusqu'à maintenant. Voilà. Le modèle de distribution est là. Selon la réglementation aussi, n'importe qui ne peut pas distribuer. Et là, il faut être agréé, il faut avoir d'agrément en distribution de semences au Bénin avant de pouvoir exercer. Et là aussi, nous avons un agrément de distribution des semences végétales. Actuellement, ça se fait de deux manières. Soit c'est les OPA ou bien les fêtières d'organisation des producteurs qui ont des contrats ou bien qui ont reçu des expressions de besoins des projets programmes ou bien de leurs partenaires et qui nous contactent, qui nous mettent en contact direct avec, comment appelle-t-on, ces partenaires ou soit qui nous mettent en contrat avec eux. De l'autre côté, nous-mêmes, nous avons euh, des, des contrats avec d'autres, bien des partenaires propres à nous. Slide suivant. Voilà. Donc, avec les fêtières, c'est soit sur des commandes à travers des contrats formels qu'ils reçoivent avec leurs partenaires de l'autre côté, tout en proposant comme garantie, nous, membres qui produisons ces semences au sein de la fédération, ça permet de mettre en position nos semences et les valoriser auprès des partenaires de nos OPA. Ça peut arriver aussi que l'OPA oriente le client ou bien son partenaire directement vers nous si les besoins du partenaire, c'est typiquement sur nos marques. Et voilà. Et là, les modèles de distribution propres à l'entreprise, c'est que nous distribuons nos semences directement aux producteurs qui viennent directement dans le centre de distribution. Et nous distribuons aussi les semences au niveau des coopératives villageoises des producteurs ou des fêtières des producteurs qui expriment leurs besoins envers nous pour achat des semences certifiées. Nous avons aussi des boutiques de distribution d'intrants qui sont réparties, disons, dans tous les Bénin, même dans la sous-région. Il y en a au Burkina, au Mali, un peu au Sénégal, en Côte d'Ivoire, au Togo, qui achètent aussi nos semences qu'ils distribuent dans leur pays là-bas. OK. Nous avons les ONG, les projets, programmes. Là, les modèles de distribution, tels que je l'ai dit, l'achat, c'est en toute l'année pour les producteurs, mais pour les autres partenaires, c'est en cas de besoin. Les producteurs achètent en détail et les autres en gros, en semi, demi-gros. Les prix peuvent varier selon la période. Slide suivante. En ce qui concerne la rentabilité du modèle, nous constatons que l'activité est rentable et nourrit les promoteurs actuellement. Nous travaillons sur la durabilité, elle est durable aussi dans le temps si elle est entretenue. Nous avons même une étude en cours sur la rentabilité de nos variétés. Suivant. Et voilà. Les facteurs clés du succès. Retenons que le promoteur a un peu d'expérience dans le domaine semencier. Il a aussi la volonté de faire carrière dans le domaine. Il y a aussi que nous travaillons sur la qualité de nos semences pour que quand les producteurs, les partenaires viennent acheter, qu'ils ne soient pas déçus vis-à-vis de la qualité des semences. L'autre facteur de succès, c'est l'appartenance aux OPA fêtières. Et là aussi, il y a la disponibilité d'un réseau de fournisseurs de semences en cas de façon régulière. Et là, ce sont nos partenaires, les partenaires que nous avons actuellement de façon technique, qui sont purement techniques avec nous. Voilà tout ce que j'ai à présenter par rapport au système modèle de production, de distribution de nos semences au sein de notre entreprise. Je vous remercie.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Hyacinth, and sorry for the internet disruption. Dear audience, we've listened to Hyacinth AK, the president of Cooperative JPT company in Benin. He took us through a journey from the background on the different approaches they are adopting, and also including the certification process and the important link with the research organization and universities, which is very critical for such initiative. And then also took us through the laboratory analysis process with some field pictures, and then also had a model description of the production. And then also he took us through the distribution process and how profitable and sustainable this model is. And he revealed to us for adoption, what are those factors for success. And that is secret for private sector, but he was able to reveal to all of us. I think please you can drop your questions or contribution on the chat before we come to the Q&A section after the second presentation. Thank you. Hyacinth Eke from the JPT Benin. We'll go to the second presentation on the seed production and distribution as being implemented by Viwa Hirusha organization and strategies for the profitability and sustainability. I would like to introduce the speaker, Damien James Solumo, who is the program director for the Viwa Rusha and Shua Kuta. I hope I'm pronounced it well. He is the program director working with grassroots at National Farmer Organization with over 17 years of experience, including academic training in agriculture and rural development. It's specializing in strengthening farmer organization, promoting climate resilience, agroecology, etc. Damien, you're welcome, and you have the floor. Please, you have 15 minutes to take us through the second journey of ours.
Thank you very much. Thank you also for introducing me. So I will straight away go to my presentation. I don't know, because it's already, I have also to move with it. Yeah, thank you very much. I will introduce our organization. It's our regional farm organization. It has over 15,000 members and 6 district networks and over 469 groups. So our activities to make sure that we improve farm organization by strengthening the organizational development. We do a lot of lobbying and advocacy, agroecological capacity building, and other developmental intervention, including environmental inclusion. Next slide, please. So I will also talk about seed production, then strategy for profitability, collaboration with other partners, and then how we progressed from now. I can go to next. Arusha has currently working with 14 community seed banks and one farm organization seed bank in Karatu, Arusha region, and over different varieties. We have maize, beans, sunflower, and other also vegetable seeds. And in these setups, we already have committees that are formed within these seed banks, and there are also champions of the seeds who are also participating in different interventions, including production, exhibition, and also advocacy. Next. And next slide, please. So in Tanzania, in brief, we have a major two seed production system, and one is formal, which is really driven by the public and private sector, focusing on the market-oriented and seed production, while informal seed systems relies on a self-provisioning and exchange within the community and farmer organization. Here is where the farmer seed system works. So in this case, we have a formal one, which is really regulated by government through TOSCI and Seed Act of number 18, that was 2003. But we have a farmer managed seed system. This is common system among smallholder farmers, accounting 70 to 80% of the seed users in Tanzania. With another one, the quality declared seed, which is a bit friendly to the farmers, semi-formal, where the seed actor is also allowing farmers to produce and distribute. Can I move? So Arusha had established the farmer-led decentralization seed production and distribution model, aiming to promote agrobiodiversity, enhancing seed security, accessibility, and also to improve smallholder farmers' income through production and distribution, while thinking of to reduce cost of production and to reduce also relying on the hybrids, while thinking of resilient from the impact of the climate change. So another aim is really to advocate for the farmer and managed seed system. Next. So how this model really work? What we are doing first and foremost is really to organize group-based seed production, where farmers are mobilized into the groups within their villages, and they do production and then store. So each group is trained on the seed selection, production, harvesting, as well as storage. We're here with the partners. We came together, at least train farmers on the techniques of storage, and also on agroecological principles. In selected farmers who are also multiplying, they prioritize the traditional and resilient seeds. So there are some very specific specialization to really multiply, and this is also supported by organization. So as an organization, it's also organizing group seed banks. They are in the specific villages, can be supported by the programs like Kilimo Endelevu, and farmers are also trained how to really produce with the good quality to store and distribute. As we understand, we can go to the next.
Damien presentation. Damien, sorry, we're happy that you're back and you can continue. So please, in 5 minutes, if you could quickly highlight some of those strategies for sustainability. We have already monitored you through the first layer of the presentation. Thank you. You have the floor.
To turn on, yeah, thank you very much. Allow me to turn on my voice. Thank you very much. My mic. I was already in a selection and collection of seeds, as I said. As a farmer organization, we also have to work on a distribution and marketing. As you know, in Tanzania, we are not really allowed to really sell farmer managed seed system. In this case, groups exchange is actually done. Farmers are exchanging seeds. We sell these seeds as grain. When you come to our farmer resource center, you can get grains out there, but farmers themselves, they know this is already a seed that they can replicate, or they can also plant. We also sell or exchange during farmer or community seed fairs. We normally organize with different partners, and including partners in seeds working group. And locally, with agroecological market, Arusha and partners, they are also trying to distribute. Next slide, please. Next slide. Can I go to next slide? Thank you very much. So we went straight away, back one. Thank you very much. Capacity building here is also one of the sustainability. We continue training our farmers and select how to select seeds on post-harvest handling, storage, and basic seed quality assurance, while farmer seed champions and community-based trainers are also ensured with the technical guidance. And normally here we collaborate also with Agricultural Research Institute, but also organize seed exchange events. Normally they come, this is not really exhibition, but then farmers come together and exchange seeds in our seed bank. Next slide. Next slide. Thank you. So we have strategies for profitability. As you see, that is our farmer center, where we sell and we say we exchange seeds for and as a food products in farmers center as a grain. And we also process the food that is really also sold in is also processed in Arusha Farmers Center. But we have annual seed fairs, and here we are collaborating with different partners. We exhibit and also create market visibility to our customers and network. We also formulate seed saving and lending scheme in our SACCOs. Next slide. Here we have different financial services that are also linked and also providing financial services to our members, but then also to the farmers who are also producing or are doing farming. So we have microfinance group that is in a community microfinance groups, as well as SACCOs who are also participating. In this way, we support seed production and also gets capital for seed production and distribution. Next slide. So we have different strategies for sustainability. As I said, we are doing advocacy for policy change, and we work together with national seed working groups. There are more than 19 organizations, but we also build capacity and knowledge sharing. So there are regular trainings, but then participatory research trials. We are working also with research institutions, and we document and share the success stories and the business model with partners, also farmers. But finally, in this sustainability, we organize farmer centers. These centers are used as a distribution channel for the seeds selling and also exchange, but as well as it's actually demonstrating and also testing the seed germination. In collaboration with research institutes, we are also testing some of the tests. Like we are also doing testing of and characterization, as also with the sunflower now, we are also checking which kind of sunflower is really favorable to our members. Next slide. Next slide soon. So as I said, we are collaborating and advocacy efforts in seed production. So working together, the advocacy, we are also pushing the agenda of seed, and we are also convening the forums and dialogue with farmers, government department, researchers, and we lobby also with the parliament and decision makers. At least they can really understand and allow farmer managed system to be recognized. So working with seed working group and Arusha, Shiwakuta, and other who are also hosting traditional seed fair, this is really useful for the agrobiodiversity promotion. So we are also facilitating different workshops, trainings with farmer organizations, and also farmers who are really custodian of the seed, of the local seeds. And we also involve extension officers who are from the government, but at least they can really understand and promote at the village level. Next slide. Slide next. So going to the end, this model has led us to improve farmer seed sovereignty and resilience to climate change. And we have been enhancing income through group-based seed sales. And as well as we have been strengthening the community networks for seed sharing and knowledge exchange. And this is also reflected on the progressive dialogue with policymakers who are now also supporting the idea. And as in these parliamentary sessions, you can see even government is supporting the research for farmer managed system. And there are some initiatives already taken just because the seed working groups and farmer organization advocating for this seed system. Can I go on? Next. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Damien, and sorry for the technical hiccups earlier. We're sorry for the technical breakdown we had from the Damien's end, but he will soon recover and get back to us. The third speaker, now coming as the second speaker, is Gerald Adriemandimbe. He's the director. I hope, Gerald, forgive me if I didn't pronounce your name. I will do it next time very well. Gerald is the director of National Farmer Organization Network, SOA, that is based in Madagascar. and he has academic training in history, social development, and journalism. And has started his career as a lecturer before shifting to rural development. That's very interesting. So we want to listen to him quickly. And so Gerald, you have 15 minutes to present this journey. We are all listening to you. You have the floor, please. Thank you.
Merci de m'avoir donné la parole. Bonjour tout le monde. Donc, je vais essayer de présenter l'expérience du réseau sous dans la filière semences. Est-ce que vous pouvez aller dans la diapo suivante? Donc, pour présenter Réseau très brièvement, Réseau intervient donc sur les enjeux autour des semences, à la fois sur la politique sémencière, mais également dans l'appui à, à la base productive des producteurs de semences, sur le changement climatique et le foncier. Donc, nous intervenons aussi dans l'appui aux jeunes et au renforcement de capacité de nos membres. Donc, pour la diapo suivante. Donc, Risoso comprennent 11 organisations régionales réparties sur, sur 4 régions de Madagascar, 5 régions de Madagascar. Et on travaille sur plusieurs variétés de semences. Il y a le riz en premier lieu, le haricot en deuxième lieu, et le sorgho, le cajanus et d'autres. Mais nous avons beaucoup travaillé sur le riz et le haricot pendant ces 6 dernières années. Donc, je vais vous parler du modèle de notre production, de notre distribution, de nos difficultés et des facteurs succès et des défis. Diapo suivante, s'il vous plaît. Donc, qu'est-ce que nous avons fait pendant ces 6 dernières années? Nous avons appuyé la base productive des PMS. Le nombre de PMS était de 207 au départ et actuellement on est à 520 PMS, producteurs de semences. Et on a choisi les profils des PMS en fonction des parcelles parce que ici à Madagascar, les parcelles sont très petites. Et pour produire des semences certifiées, il faut avoir au minimum 25 arts. On a aussi beaucoup travaillé avec la recherche et le service officiel de certification pour les suivis au champ, pour les contrôles et pour les déclarations de culture. Et on a aussi travaillé sur l'accès aux semences de base parce que ici à Madagascar, l'accès aux semences de base de qualité et en quantité suffisante est un grand défi parce que les producteurs, donc les centres de production de semences de base n'arrivent pas à suivre, à honorer souvent les demandes formulées par les producteurs. Et on a beaucoup aussi travaillé sur le contrôle de qualité. Et tout d'abord, au début, on a mis en place des référentiels technico-économiques, c'est-à-dire des stratégies internes qui permettent d'évaluer la rentabilité économique, mettre en place les itinéraires techniques et aussi on a mis en place des fiches pédagogiques pour permettre aux producteurs donc, de produire et de maîtriser toutes les techniques de production. Donc, comme je disais tout à l'heure, on a produit des semences de riz, de haricots. Euh, euh, sur le riz, donc, on est actuellement à 50 tonnes, entre 50 à 70 tonnes. Et sur le haricot, on est à 50 tonnes, mais on a 3 saisons différentes. Il y a la saison, la première saison, la contre-saison et l'intersaison pour le haricot. Diapo suivante. Donc, pour la distribution, il faut dire qu'au début, on a eu beaucoup de difficultés parce que pour les paysans, produire des semences, ce n'est pas dans l'esprit de vendre et de faire de business, mais c'est souvent de faire des échanges, de faire des trocs. Et souvent, entre paysans, on donne une semence de la quantité qu'il a besoin et lors de la prochaine récolte, on rembourse. Donc, on a beaucoup de difficultés pour commercialiser les semences. Et deuxièmement, comme je disais tout à l'heure, les parcelles de production sont très petites. Donc, la capacité et les besoins des paysans sont, on va dire, atomisés, éparpillés, et donc des faibles quantités. Et le marché non structuré, et souvent on est gêné parce qu'il y a des opérations de temps et de subventions gratuites des semences, et ça perturbe un peu le marché. Et donc, l'agriculture n'était pas du tout compétitive au début. Donc, on a habitué les paysans à participer à des événements commerciaux. On a commencé à honorer des contrats. Et actuellement, donc, on répond à des appels d'offres ces 3 dernières années. Diapo suivante, s'il vous plaît. Donc, on a aussi travaillé beaucoup avec la recherche et on a fait des tests variétaux sur le riz, sur le haricot. Et on a même été appelé à produire des semences de base, même en tant qu'organisation paysanne. Donc, nos PMS euh, sur Fenarancho, par exemple, ont commencé à produire donc, des semences de base, compte tenu donc des manques et des insuffisances de l'offre. On a aussi mis en place des outils de gestion, comme je disais tout à l'heure, le référentiel technico-économique, les outils de vente, et les stratégies de commercialisation. Et de ces 3 dernières années, on a mis en place des business plans pour mettre en autonome financièrement les services offerts par les organisations paysannes dans le cadre de la production de semences. Donc, les PMS cotisent chaque saison pour financer le technicien, pour financer le contrôle, pour financer l'analyse au laboratoire. Donc, ces 3 dernières années, donc, une organisation paysanne est actuellement autonome dans l'offre et le paiement de services sur la filière de semences. Et on leur a formé sur l'entrepreneuriat. Et donc, on n'a plus de projet de soutien direct à la production, mais on est en partenariat direct donc, avec la recherche, le FOFIFA ici à Madagascar, et le service officiel de certification. Diapo suivante. Donc, le facteur de succès, c'est d'abord, il faut bien choisir les PMS, les producteurs de semences, en fonction des surfaces, en fonction de leurs compétences en formation technique, et aussi pas trop vulnérables parce que pour vendre le sémence, ce n'est pas à la récolte, mais souvent, il faut stocker pendant 3 mois, 4 mois pour attendre la période suivante, pour la période de semis. Donc, il faut aussi une maîtrise parfaite de la législation sémencière et surtout les itinéraires techniques et la maîtrise des outils de gestion et le choix des variétés en fonction donc des zones d'intervention et aussi des opérations commerciales réussies. Ça motive les PMS à s'investir et mettre plus de surface agricole pour la production de semences. Donc, le partenariat qu'on a aujourd'hui donc avec la recherche et le service officiel de certification, c'est l'accès aux semences de qualité et aussi un partenariat durable avec ou sans projet. Et au niveau national, on anime un dialogue de l'interprofession des acteurs de la filière de la semence et on suit en particulier la stratégie nationale de sémencière. On milite pour une décentralisation des services à proximité des producteurs et on milite aussi pour que les échantillons soient évalués au niveau de la base, mais pas forcément les envoyer à Tana. Diapo suivante, s'il vous plaît. Donc, notre vision, c'est que on souhaite que des services économiques durables et autonomes et compétitifs soient mis en place au sein de nos organisations paysannes régionales. Donc, une autonomie des producteurs dans le paiement des services et sur les opérations de commercialisation. Et on souhaite aussi renforcer le poids politique des producteurs dans le dialogue avec les interprofessions. Donc, sur ce, je vous remercie pour votre attention. Hein. Merci pour votre attention. Ah, il y a encore les défis là. Pour les défis, c'est en deux mots, hein, c'est l'accès aux semences de base, de qualité et à temps. Donc voilà quoi. Je vous remercie, monsieur.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Gerard. I think you finished quite in time. You spent 10 minutes. Thank you for utilizing the time. So we have listened to Gerard from Madagascar. He took us through SOA activities, providing background and also telling us even the nature of season in Madagascar, 3 seasons. That is quite very interesting. And then the process for the seed production, including passing through quality control, which is quite interesting also. We've seen also different seed varieties that are into beans and rice specifically, and then also the distribution model, including the strategy for commercialization. And having a business plan is quite interesting also, is one very good best practice for sustainability. Also, the idea of decentralization of the services also advocated by SOA is quite interesting. Uh, so, uh, uh, so audience, we have listened to 3 solid presentation that set the scene for this session, and I think we have some questions. So we can now utilize 10 minutes for Q&A. Checking through the chat box, we have already seen we have some questions. So if I may quickly read through the chat questions that came earlier before now going to Mohammed Bonani that raised his hand to say his questions. But quickly allow me to state the 3 questions asked on the chat box to the presenters. The first question for the first presentation was made by Hyacinth. There was a question, did the rate of sales increase significantly after introducing packaging? So that is a question for AK Hyacinth. And the second question is also to Hyacinth again. Someone is asking, what varieties do you produce? As the seed is are the seed certified? I assume it is the varieties registered in the national level or at ECOWAS catalog. Are they public or proprietary varieties? So many questions condensed here. Is the multiplication of farmers' varieties of no interest to your organizations? Or do you don't do it because of legal barriers? So kindly, please, Hyacinth, can you scroll through the chat box and understand the 2 questions more before we give you the floor to respond? And last but not the least, also to the presentation made by also still Hyacinth also. Is starting that, do you think that an organization based in the north of the country could be interested in seed production, especially with all the procedures that you have mentioned involved? So these are the 3 questions from the chat box. And we also have some coming up. So, but quickly to respect also the online audience that raised their hands. Please, Mohammed, the person that raised its hand, please, Martins, could you enable him to talk? And then we'll give the floor to the presenters to make a quick response. We really have a session on the panel session, so, and we're a bit behind schedules, so we need to fast track this. So, but
Mohamed,
please,
could you
Bonani,
please
Merci.
okay.
Merci, professeur. Je me présente, je suis Mohamed Bouhnani. Je suis directeur de l'Association marocaine des multiplicateurs de semences. J'ai des questions pour les 3 intervenants. je souhaite savoir est-ce que les commerçants de semences dans les trois pays, est-ce qu'ils sont agréés ou non? Première chose. Deuxième chose, est-ce que vous avez un catalogue officiel dans lequel les nouvelles variétés sont inscrites? Troisième chose, est-ce que les semences sont subventionnées par l'État? Et à quel niveau? Et est-ce que les variétés utilisées sont obtenues au niveau national ou sont introduites par l'État ou par le secteur privé? Merci.
Okay, thank you, Bunani Mohammed, for this question. It goes to all the three of them. Uh, uh, who sell the seeds, and then is there any government subsidy to that? So whether they are certified and it's legitimate for the traders to sell the seed. We also have some questions popping up by Shaman. Do these initiatives, and it goes to all the three presenters, do these initiatives encounter opposition from multinational seed production companies, especially because of intellectual property, etc.? And someone also similar is also asking whether we share the PowerPoint presentation. I'm sure the Secretariat of PAFO will handle this accordingly. So please, in 5, maybe we give maximum of 7 minutes, especially for Hyacinth, to respond to this. And then we'll also give 2 minutes to both the second and the third presentation, Damien, and also Gerard, to respond to the generic questions asked. But you...
Je vous suis, professeur, bonsoir.
Ok, bonsoir.
Monsieur Mohamed demandait si il y a d'agréments au Bénin. Les agréments sont donnés en système semencier à 3 niveaux. Si vous êtes producteur de semences certifiées, il y a un agrément que vous devez prendre. Si vous êtes distributeur de semences, il faut prendre un agrément. Si vous êtes importateur de semences, il faut prendre d'agrément. Donc, les agréments sont à 3 niveaux que je viens de citer. La question suivante, je n'ai pas bien suivi, il demandait si nos semences sont subventionnées par l'État. Bon, parfois, ce n'est pas permanent, ce n'est pas à tout moment. Il y a des programmes de l'État qui subventionnent les semences certifiées que nous produisons et les rachats qui mettent à disposition des semenciers. C'est saisonnière, une fois en passant. Sinon, tout ce qu'on fait, c'est pour vendre aux producteurs, ou bien par éducation, on les donne, ou bien nous on subventionne si on veut. Donc, c'est ce que je veux. Je ne sais pas si j'ai oublié une question. C'est les 2 questions que j'ai pu noter de la part de M. Mohamed.
Okay, it's fine. Yeah, okay, it's fine. So please, the second presenter, Gerald, anything to respond to the general question asked, please?
Oui, pour nous, donc ici à Madagascar, donc, nos producteurs produisent des semences certifiées. Donc, ce sont des semences des variétés qui sont inscrites dans le catalogue national agréé par le service officiel de certification. Et deuxièmement, pour la vente, donc, nos organisations ont des numéros d'identification fiscale et de numéros statistiques pour faire des opérations groupées de vente. Donc, nous payons des impôts pour les opérations de vente groupée et pour la subvention de l'État. Il n'y a pas de subvention directe de l'État sur la filière semence. Il peut y avoir des petites opérations de donation gratuite aux producteurs, mais pour nous, ça perturbe le marché parce que si on habitue les producteurs à avoir des semences gratuites, comment on va vendre les semences après? C'est compliqué.
Okay, thank you, Gerard, for this response. I think maybe we can still allow response if you have anything to respond, please you can please you can drop a mail from the chat bar. So on this note, I think I would like to congratulate the three presenters and also congratulate also our audience for your active participation. And also would like to proceed to the second session. So in the second session, we have a panel discussion by three experts. So please, will you kindly open your camera for Dr. Remy Khan, who is a researcher and a plant breeder with CIRAD, and then to be followed by Amali Liz Aglingo Glow, who is a seed system specialist with World Vegetation Center, and Dr. Gloria Otiano, a scientist with Alliance for Biodiversity International ANSET. I thank you. And I also want to congratulate you for making this, and I also appreciate also your presence. So I do have a bit of a generic question that I will ask you, but if you may allow, I will just introduce Remy. Dr. Remy Kahan is a senior researcher at CIRAD, specializing in sustainable horticultural production system and seed system within the hot cyst unit, with a background as an onion breeder for 15 years at an agricultural cooperative based at INRA, Dijon, and joined CIRAD in 2002. A very, very interesting researcher. Thank you, Erin. Maybe you raise your hand so that the audience recognizes you from CIRAD. We have Amavi Liz Aglingo, who is a seed system specialist from World Vegetation Center, also master's degree in plant biotechnology and breeding from the University of Abomi Calavi, Benin, and is a systems specialist at the World Vegetation Center for West and Central Africa since last 4 years, with very vast experience. So I'm sure. Thank you so much, Liz, for joining. Dr. Gloria Otiano, she's a scientist. Apologies, she's a scientist with Alliance for Biodiversity International ANSET, with specialization in policies, genetic resources, seed system, and food security at the Alliance for Biodiversity and Seed. She's a PhD holder in development economics from Erasmus University, my alma mater. Dr. Otiano, you're also welcome to to this important session. So to all of you, you're welcome. And the generic question goes, please, at what levels and how can your research that you are doing support farmers manage seed systems in Africa? I repeat, to all of you, at what levels and how can the research work and activities and all innovation and initiative you do at your organization support farmers manage seed system in Africa? So I start with Remy, Dr. Remy from CIRAD, please. You have the floor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mansour. Thank you for this generic question. And at CIRAD, especially because we are foreigners in Africa, our research activities is mainly to accompany farmers organizations and farmers beneficiaries, mainly all actors dedicated to, in my case, horticultural products, so mainly vegetables for my specialty. And I have to say that we can of course work in breeding, but when we talk about seeds, mainly we see the contribution that seeds can bring to the transition for agroecology. I think this is the most driving strategy now for agriculture in Africa. The transition to agroecology to face the dropping of soil fertility, to face the the scarcity in biodiversity and to face climate change. So our main activities through accompanying the farmers' organization in the transition for agroecology is first to characterize and better know the diversity, the biodiversity available locally, to characterize it, to collect it, and to preserve it. This is in the hands of farmers in most of the cases, but due to a strong transition to intensive agriculture, many neglected varieties or even species, African species, have disappeared. So in addition, attached to that, so research want to collect not only genetic resources, but also the information, the knowledge attached to these genetic resources that are really important to inventory and to preserve and then to share. So this is the main aspect for research. Another aspect of research is from this biodiversity in the hands of farmers. It's to preserve the trends, and the evolution of this and adaptability of this material and the knowledge of the farmers. I mean, if you store all the material in deep freezer or in fridge, you maintain varieties, you maintain species, but you stop the evolution according to the climate change or the market trends. But farmers, from year to year, they make some adaptation, some evolution, some selection, and this is very interesting to compare this evolution of the varieties compared with improved varieties that can be done in a laboratory or at research level. So this activity also can be an accompanying activity of research to the farmers' organization. And the last aspect, and not the least, is also to provide evidence about the benefits, the advantages of all these farmer seeds and farmers management seeds. So provide evidence to influence policies, to influence policymakers, and to make acceptable these farmers, farmers managed seeds and material, and to convince these policies that there are alternatives to the DHS and formal seed system driven by international companies.
Thank you very much, Dr. Remy, for this well elaborative treatise, trying to answer the question first, well condensed and articulated points and very key important elements. So I go to Amavi, please. I repeat the question: at what level and how can the research you're doing in your organization will support farmers manage seed system in Africa? You have the floor, Amavi.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Mansour. Hope that you hear me very well. Okay, I will do my intervention in French. So
Okay,
let's switch in French. Okay. Merci beaucoup pour la question. La question est de savoir comment la recherche peut contribuer à des systèmes sémenciers durables et profitables. Comment on peut supporter les organisations de producteurs dans la production et la distribution des semences. En tant que World Bank, nous travaillons sur toute la chaîne sémencière, notamment de la conservation des ressources phytogénétiques jusqu'à l'utilisation. en combinant bien sûr l'approche qui consiste à ce qui reconnaît l'importance de tous les systèmes sémantiques, à savoir les systèmes sémantiques traditionnels. J'appelle traditionnel et non formel, parce que ça existait avant que nous mettions en place les formels. Nous avons également les
So,
systèmes sémantiques communautaires.
so,
Yeah,
sorry, Amavi, can you speak
yes,
louder so that the
yeah.
translators could hear you?
Okay, okay. Is it okay? Ok, thank you. Donc, je disais que à Workbench, nous travaillons sur toute la chaîne sémantière avec le credo qui définit le fait que tous les systèmes sémantiques sont importants. Et nous avons les systèmes sémantiques traditionnels, que moi je qualifie de traditionnels et non d'informels. Nous avons les systèmes sémantiques communautaires, également les systèmes sémantiques formels, qui est plus ou moins réglementé dans les différents pays dans lesquels nous interagissons. Donc, premièrement, sur le plan de la conservation des ressources génétiques, vous n'êtes pas sans savoir que World Vegetable Center détient la plus grande banque de gènes de légumes au monde, où nous faisons des collections et nous conservons avec nos partenaires sur le terrain les légumes, plus de 65 000 accessions de légumes, que ce soit les légumes traditionnels que les légumes exotiques sur lesquels nous travaillons. En plus de ça, ces ressources sont utilisées non seulement intervention, nous testons des modèles pour voir ce qui pourrait très bien marcher en fonction du contexte de chaque acteur sur le terrain. Et nous pensons qu'en renforçant ces actions sur le terrain, nous pouvons contribuer valablement à supporter non seulement les organisations, mais également les producteurs individuels et les agriculteurs sur le terrain à avoir accès à des semences de qualité, en quantité et au moment voulu, à des prix vraiment abordables. Merci beaucoup.
Okay, thank you, Liz, for this response, quite in time. Dr. Gloria, please could you respond to the first question, that at what levels and how can research support farmers manage seed systems in Africa from your experience? Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. At the Alliance of Biodiversity International and CIAT, we do research in many areas, all the way from the farmers up to the policy level. So we try as much as possible to link gene banks with farmers and to support farmers in getting more diversity in their fields so that they can be able to adapt to climate change. We also support the development and scaling of community seed banks. And linked to this, sustainability of community seed banks through seed value chains and also through product value chains, so that our community seed banks don't die off after the projects wind up. So, and again, linked to this, we also work a lot on farmer managed seed systems, ensuring that farmers are able to produce quality seed within their seed banks, but also graduating some of the seed banks to become producers of quality declared seed. And so through this, we link with other partners like seed certification services to train them on seed production, to register their businesses as seed cooperatives, and to engage them with contracts like, for example, in Uganda, with the Operation Wealth Creation Program, which is a subsidy program by the government that buys seeds from farmers. And especially we do this for crops that are not very popular, like beans, like pearl millet, finger millet, because we know maize, rice are really mainstream. And these other crops, you cannot find them very much represented in the formal sector. And then linked to this, I think we can also support farmers very much with issues to do with regulations that are supportive to their production and to their engagement in the seed value chains, especially with regards to QDS production, registration of farmer varieties also. Of late, we are doing quite a lot of work on seeing how we can register farmer varieties and therefore get them into the commercial aspect also, but also generally access and benefit sharing and farmers' rights to save, exchange, and use their seed without any hindrances. So I think basically that is the summary of what we do and how we can support farmers.
Thank you, Gloria, for this interesting response. So dear audience and to all of us, we thank you for this first round. Individually, you've proved very positive that really at individual organization, a lot is being done on how research output to support farmer managed seed system. So we've seen the different ways from the three organizations. This is quite interesting. And so I think this is generating interest from partner audience here with us. But we'll now go to the second leg of this panel discussion. So I don't have water to give you virtually, but I will have asked you to take a cup of sip cold water before we continue. But now, quickly, Remy, are you ready for the? I want to go now into specific. We've seen how individually what you've been doing, and all the three organizations, all the three speakers converge at one point where that a lot is being done and positively in the supporting farmers managed seed system in Africa, and we are seeing improvement really, and we can see also the link between the first setting the scene presentations that we had three in the morning session through this afternoon. So Dr. Remy, if you are you ready, I can quickly ask you two questions that you can condense and answer in 5 minutes. I go. Number one, Dr. Remy, how can we better empower farmers to preserve crop biodiversity, especially in the face of climate change, market adaptation, and seed sovereignty? This is the first question. And the second question, you can converge them while answering. Is there a role and place for the private sector in farmer managed system? Thank you. Over to you, Dr. Remy, please. 5 minutes if you could respond that. Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you for these two questions. They can be somehow related. I think so. I mentioned already the importance of the biodiversity dimension in the hands of farmers, and I think especially for these neglected species or the traditional varieties or cultivars in the hands of farmers, they are the owners of this material, and what is important through a model or a seed system driven by farmers is that this material will not be registered and protected and then patented somehow by some external or individual enterprise, but that this material can still be freely exchanged or commercialized, improved, and can continue to adapt so that it will be more convenient also for the private sector to be incorporated into breeding programs and be associated with improved traits and characteristics such as resistance, and that this resistance or this higher level in vitamins, for instance, can also be back adopted in farmer seed system and freely incorporated and used by farmers. So it is a pool of genes, of traits that is also very important to keep in mind, that they are lively maintained using traditional, affordable, accessible practices by farmers. And then with education, with the option that the farmers themselves will have to choose, they can be associated with so more or intensive practices, using more or less fertilizers, more or less biocontrol tools and means and practices, so that this diversity will continue to provide, to be adapted and provide benefits to the farmers. So the private sector has a role to play, and we have seen, we have heard several presentations telling the role that somehow private sector and farmers organizations, a cooperative, a farmer multiplying its own seeds and then selling it, it can be already considered as a private organization. So we shall not blame the private sector. It generates incomes to make the whole seed system sustainable as a business model, but it shall not be against the common goods, the properties shared by all the farmers. So there is a way for the private sector to be professional, to improve the quality of the seed, the germination, the cleanness, the clean aspect of the seed that is respectful to the what is written in the package, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that this seed shall be the property of anyone. It can still be shared. I think the private sector for this has a role to play, a professional role. All the farmers cannot be seed multipliers, especially in vegetable area. There are so many species and so many varieties per species available that so all farmers cannot multiply themselves all these varieties, but the private companies can do it, and they provide a service, but they shall not prevent farmers from the right to access and manage this material, these seeds. These are my two combined answers to these two questions.
Thank you very much, Dr. Remy, for this interesting response. Well elaborative, and then it's very interesting also to learn the great job you're doing. I go to Liz, please. Are you ready for your second tailored questions?
Yes.
I will ask two questions because of that time factor quickly. Number one, it goes: how can the function of national seed services and regulatory bodies be improved to boost local seed production and distribution? That's number one. And number two, what are the regulatory barriers faced by farmer organizations in the seed sector? So please, if you could do that in 5 minutes, that would really help. Thank you, Ahmad.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ok, merci beaucoup. La première question voudrait savoir comment le fonctionnement des services nationaux de semences et aussi des instances de régulation peuvent contribuer à booster la production et la distribution des semences au niveau local. Alors, il faut d'abord noter que dans plusieurs pays, il y a des outils qui ont été mis en place à partir de la réglementation pour gérer un peu tout ce qui est service offert par l'État dans le cadre de la régulation des systèmes semenciers, surtout pour les systèmes semenciers formels. Et il se fait qu'à partir de cette régulation, ou par parfois une mauvaise compréhension des tests, il y a un accent qui est particulièrement mis sur les systèmes semenciers formels. Et même dans ce cadre des systèmes semenciers formels, il y a des faiblesses dans le fonctionnement de ces structures-là, notamment, par exemple, dans la fourniture des semences de base. Parce que dans plusieurs réglementations au niveau des pays, c'est l'Institut national de recherche qui est mandaté pour produire les semences de base. Et parfois, ces structures sont défaillantes dans la fourniture des semences de base aux entreprises ou bien aux multiplicateurs qui sont intéressés à produire ces semences de base-là. Donc, ça fait partie des dysfonctionnements qui pourraient être réglés quand on considère le système semencier formel. Dans le cadre de l'homologation de l'enregistrement des variétés, parfois les durées sont vraiment longues et par manque de moyens financiers, les sessions qui doivent se tenir pour statuer sur les enregistrements ne tiennent pas dans les délais, ce qui retarde un peu et décourage les, les acteurs qui sont intéressés par enregistrer les variétés. Il y a également manque de ressources en termes de ressources qualifiées, que ce soit au niveau des communautés d'homologation, que ce soit au niveau des services de certification, des inspecteurs, par exemple, là, qui sont défaillants, ce qui crée des problèmes dans la certification des semences sur le terrain. Et dans certains pays, nous avons vraiment une faible décentralisation de ce service-là, où nous avons le service qui est situé à des centaines de kilomètres des producteurs, ce qui empiète sur vraiment le travail qu'ils doivent faire pour certifier les semences. Et dans la mise en œuvre des réglementations, il y a, je vais dire, une marginalisation des systèmes semenciers locaux au niveau communautaire qui vraiment met en marge ce secteur qui contribue en majorité à fournir des semences à nos producteurs. Et cela n'est pas sans lien avec la deuxième question qui demande de faire ressortir un peu les goulots d'étranglement que la réglementation présente en termes de, premièrement, de reconnaissance des systèmes semenciers alternatifs, ce sont les systèmes semenciers que j'appelle traditionnels et, et communautaires. Actuellement, il y a beaucoup de plaidoyer en cours pour que ces systèmes semenciers traditionnels soient reconnus au niveau de la réglementation et vraiment mis en valeur de par leur rôle dans la fourniture des semences aux agriculteurs. Je vais prendre juste un petit exemple. Et il y a une question qui est liée à ça dans le chat, c'est de savoir s'il est facilement possible d'enregistrer les variétés locales. Dans la réglementation de la CEDEAO, par exemple, nous avons trois catégories de variétés. La liste A, la liste B et la liste C. La liste C concerne les variétés locales, les cultivars locaux, qui peut être enregistrés juste à partir d'une caractérisation simple. On n'a pas besoin de faire les tests DHS compliqués, les VAT compliqués avant de les enregistrer. Avec une caractérisation simple, ces cultivars locaux-là peuvent être enregistrés dans le catalogue, mais placés sous la liste C. Maintenant, le travail qui doit se faire au niveau de la recherche, c'est de vraiment travailler à caractériser ces cultivars locaux-là et aider les agriculteurs en les enregistrant dans le catalogue. À Haute-Delft, nous avons fait ça récemment, hein, en utilisant l'approche 3 avec l'Institut de recherche agricole du Bénin, où nous avons inscrit près de 15 variétés cultivars locaux de gombo, de carottes potagères et d'amarante, ce qui permet aux entreprises semencières locales et aux multiplicateurs individuels d'étendre un peu leur portfolio en termes de multiplication des semences. Et la seconde chose, c'est de prendre en compte les mécanismes alternatifs d'assurance qualité. Aujourd'hui, c'est la certification officielle qui est connue, où il faut faire 4 inspections au moins, faire des analyses de laboratoire avec des services qui sont vraiment concentrés à un endroit donné. Donc, nous avons suggéré qu'il y ait une décentralisation des services de contrôle au niveau du terrain et qu'on puisse commencer par adopter ne serait-ce que l'approche des semences de qualité déclarée pour qu'au niveau local, il y ait un système pour assurer la qualité des semences qui sont produites au niveau des semenciers pour pouvoir fournir les agriculteurs de ce milieu-là. Et je pense que le dernier point qu'il faudra soulever, c'est vraiment d'augmenter un peu, je veux dire, le plaidoyer à l'endroit des autorités pour que la prise en compte réellement des systèmes semenciers locaux soit une réalité, non seulement dans les tests, mais également dans les faits à travers l'application de ces tests-là. Je crois que je suis resté dans les 5 minutes. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you, Liz, for this very wonderful also response to these two questions. I think you have done justice to it, just like Remy did. Gloria, sorry, the set of questions is not by any order, so I'm sorry for calling you to be the last but not the least at all. Gloria, I also have two questions for you quickly. If you could respond to that in 5 minutes. And it goes. The question, I've seen you answer some of the questions from the platform, chat platform. Thanks for that, Gloria. And also thanks to the also participant that asked the questions. So Gloria, question number 1. What are the key policy and regulatory bottlenecks being faced by farmer organizations in the community-based seed production and seed banks? And if you could go further, how can farmer organizations secure access to finance for seed production to ensure sustainability of their business? If you could do that in 5 minutes, Gloria, please, you have the floor. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for that pertinent question. First, I would like to say that the issue of regulations is a very touchy issue, and it's the one that will determine whether community-based seed production is successful or not, mainly because we find that in most countries, farmers or community-based seed producers are only allowed to produce seeds of registered varieties. But I would like to remind all of us that the seed systems farmers use in Africa are mainly informal. In fact, 75 to 80%, and in some crops, even 90 to 100% of seed used is really informal, what we call informal in quotes, or managed and produced by farmers. Therefore, we see that the farmer managed seed system is really critical for the success of our food production as a continent. Therefore, we ideally should have supportive policies for this. So first of all, this limitation of QDS being only for registered varieties, I find it as a limitation that affects many farmers and many community-based organizations because they are limited to only breeder varieties or varieties from the formal system. And although some countries have QDS, still many African countries also still don't have QDS. So community-based seed production is really affected by this. And more recently, we've been talking about the registration of farmer varieties across East Africa. Actually, in Kenya, we are discussing the same, Tanzania, also Uganda. And in fact, in Uganda, we've developed a Schedule X, which is really on the registration of farmer varieties. It doesn't follow the 99% DUS as you would require for breeders, but there is some allowance for distinction and stability without necessarily having 99% uniformity. So you find that this, if this goes through, it will really help to get some of those farmer varieties that are really performing well, even better than some of the breeder varieties. It can get them to commercial level, and it can help improve sustainability of the community-based seed producers, especially community seed banks or QDS producers. So those are some of the key issues that face them. Another key issue is the issue of intellectual property. Many a times we have breeders picking materials from farmers. These materials have traditional knowledge embedded in them in terms of use, in terms of conservation. They've been passed down through generations. Breeders take them, they breed the materials, they come back and test them with farmers. Of course, farmers give their feedback, and they release their materials without recognizing the contribution of the farmers. So for this reason, we also do a lot of work on the issue of farmers' rights. And farmers' rights is not only to save exchange materials, but also their right to benefit from their indigenous knowledge and also to benefit from their conservation efforts. Now, on the issue of sustainability and access to finance, it is really critical that community-based seed producers access finance because this is one of the key setbacks. And one of the issues which we have seen is organizing, and I like the presentation from Arusha because the farmers are very well organized. And because of this organization, they can use their seed production volumes as collateral to access finance. We have also seen in some cases, and we are experimenting with that in Kenya, where we have a warehouse receipt system where we can project the production of the farmers in terms of both seed and grain. And using those projected productions, we can present a certificate to the bank and the farmers can access finance based on this. So one critical thing for access to finance is organization of the farmers and the aggregation of their produce. As we have seen in many of the presentations that farmers don't operate alone, community-based seed producers operate as groups, and I think this is their strength. And also for sustainability purposes, it would also be nice to have within their portfolios the varieties that are shunned by seed companies because they are not profitable. For example, open pollinated varieties of neglected and underutilized species like pearl millet, sorghum, maybe finger millet, varieties that you don't always find in the agrovet because the seed companies are not producing them because they find them not profitable. So this is the niche for the community-based seed producers, and they can really, I think, fill that gap. So based on those, I give my submissions. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Gloria, and for this very also interesting response to these questions. I think we've had very vast response to all the questions, and I've seen also some questions and answers, questions being answered also on the platform. Just the recent one, there's some response. So please, we could also go through to see if we could pick any valuable information. So on this note, I think I want to congratulate the second set of the session for a very well elaborate answers to this the questions asked, and this has provided a very interesting piece of information. And also we've seen that a lot of progress being made on this continent, and also there are still potentials for improvements. On this note, if there is any pressing question, one or two, you could please raise your hand electronically, and then we'll enable you to ask the question. If not, you could drop your question on the chat platform, and we'll be able also to answer that. So need you allow
mention one information, Mansour?
Oh, okay, Remy, if you could do that in 2 seconds quickly, please.
Yes,
Thank you.
just to mention that the European Commission, DG INTPA, through the next program, the Zera Plus, will launch a call for proposals, and within these terms of call, there is one topic about farmer seed system.
Oh, great.
So
that's a very
there's
good
an
information.
opportunity, and
Yes.
there is a strong lobbying organization called AFSA, the Alliance for Food Sovereignty in Africa, which is also very much promoting the farmers managed seed systems. So there is a movement, a structured movement and opportunity for doing something on the seed system in Africa in the coming, so this year. Yeah, that's all. I use
Okay.
my 2 seconds.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Remy, for this very important information. And please, participant, if you need further information on this note from Dr. Remy, you could check his presentation. I'm sure the email address is there. But it's one opportunity also that we should also try to explore. And thanks for the information, Dr. Remy. Thank you to all the presenters, the panelists on this session. And AgriCord, anybody from AgriCord, the CEO mentioned that she was leaving. Martins, please could you say a few closing remarks so that
Yes.
we conclude the webinar?
Thank you. My internet was not stable.
Okay, it's fine.
Yes. Yeah, thank you all the participants for participating in this interesting webinar that was dealing with the production and the distribution of seed, how this is done sustainably, and also if it is, how could this be profitable? I think we all have learned a lot from the free presentation, but also the valuable contribution of our esteemed panelists. Thank you a lot. On behalf of AgriCord, I'm thanking you. And we have in the chat an appreciation form. Could you please spend some of the minutes? I think it will take you just 2 to 3 minutes or 5 maximum to fill in the form so that we can better analyze how we could deliver this kind of webinar in the future. Thanks a lot, and we will keep in touch for this. Something that I was forgetting. This is part of the series of webinar that we are conducting. AgriCord is conducting together with PAFO along this year 2025. So we will be in touch for the next webinar very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Please, could you from your end, if possible, or let's see your face smiling. So from this end, I want to sincerely thank you, all of you, starting with the PAFO organization, the AgriCord, and the fantastic speakers for both the morning and the afternoon session. The panelists, you've been very wonderful. We've learned a lot, and we'll continue to maintain contact and see how we could make Africa better. To esteemed participants also, you've been very patient with us despite some technical hiccups from the internet. But at least we've stayed for more than 2 hours. Quite appreciative of this sacrifice for the system. And also the translators did a wonderful job. And of course, Lucas and also Martins and all the panelists that have been also corresponding for the last few days. I'm very much privileged. It was a privilege and also honor for me to have moderated this session. From ACMAD, is the Continental Center for Application of Med Services for Development. So with PAFO, we've established user interface platforms that will bring climate service producers with users together. And we have seen a lot of database here whereby we could also do a lot of activities together. So we'll continue to remain in touch through PAFO so that we could do more for our mother continents. So on this note, if there is no any pressing question, and if Shamsia you are okay with the group photo, we could now close this session. And I wish you all the best and have the remaining part of the day very productive. Bye-bye from Niamey. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.